Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Continuing our coverage this weekend at Saratoga. Our focus today is going to be the FourStarDave Stakes. The geniuses at the track last Saturday decided that it was a good idea to postpone the two races, Test and Saratoga Derby, to this weekend. And now we have Tropical Storm Debby staring disaster in the face as headed northeast and could dump massive amounts of rain over the weekend. It's you're looking at the weather reports. You know you can track it as well as I can. It just could be a complete go. They're talking about rain in the feet and not just in the inches. So hopefully we'll just cross our fingers and hope for the best. We are. I've already got the preview videos out for Derby and Test, so check those out. We're going to break down this 1 mile turf event. So just regular old handicapping and not going to worry about the weather just yet. We'll make adjustments if the turf is heavy, yielding soft or whatever. But we'll plan on some sort of, I would plan on some sort of compromising turf. Who knows? If it's off the turf, all bets are off. Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll do the best we can, right? And just to let you know, I always ask to subscribe and like and all that stuff. But Billy Ho Sports is an independently researched and produced podcast or show, whatever you want to call it. That's me alone. I do everything. So if you want to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, that goes a long way to spreading my content on YouTube. And so basically, if you want to support the channel, there are ways to do that. I'm not going to go over them on the video. Check the description of the video and you can contribute. All that goes toward upgrading equipment. I just got a new laptop recently, so things are looking a little bit better. Just new cameras and all this kind of stuff, better studio, all that good stuff, software upgrades. Obviously, it pays for all that stuff. Everything, any money I make on this goes right back into making it better. So I always appreciate the support. So let's get her started. Race number 10, the FourStarDave grade 1 mile on the inner turf. It is a handicap for 3-year-olds and upward. Purse of $500,000. Number 1, Strong Quality, cutting back after the 1 3/16 effort in the grade 1 Manhattan, where he actually showed the way for about 3/4 of a mile, had the lead, and then kind of gave way after that. So the cutback should be helpful. Been off for a couple of months, so should be fresh, ready to go. Previous to that, won the Knicks Go wire to wire at Churchill Downs, showing some really good speed. That plus 13 pace is nice to see. Then the 5th in the grade 2 before that at Fairgrounds, that was going 1 1/8. So distance, it sounds like the mile looks like about the right spot, 1 1/16 in the Bradley down here, win there as well. Mark Cassie, no stranger to victory circle in this race. He's got 3 FourStarDave wins. I kind of like this one as a bit of a sleeper. It was, I think, 8-1 morning line odds. So I'm going to keep an eye out on this one. Most definitely good middle pace too. So right in here. Next up, the Unfortunate Master of the Seas. Just found out after I was so excited. I posted on X that this field is twice as good as the Arlington Million and half the purse. Master of the Seas, one of the best turf horses in the country, coming off that big win, is scratched out for Charlie Appleby, Flavian Pratt. I'll have something to say about Pratt here in just a second. So, Major Dude, Todd Pletcher, John Velasquez, back-to-back 80Ks went, just lost, didn't get there at 1 1/16. That was the first of 2024 after being off since last fall. So pretty good effort to get there and just missed by a neck and then came right back and won easily going a mile and an eighth. So this is a cutback for Major Dude as well. Uh, so uh, in the one here, he was on the inside and was kind of gifted the rail, but shot through and got it done quite nicely. But you can see the speed figures not quite as strong as the previous horse strong quality that we just discussed. The middle pace as well. So that's another one I do believe is 8-1 morning line. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Post number 4 is going to be a strong win contender here. Carl Spackler, trained by Chad Brown. Tyler Gaffleone gets the mount. 2 out of 3 in 2024, won by a head in the opening verse in his debut, going a mile at Churchill Downs on Thurby. Then wheeled back, going to Saratoga Inner Turf, and didn't quite have the kick down the stretch. And when I watched the race, it was kind of, I don't know if he looked distracted. He was kind of in this little head-to-head battle with the inside horse to him, and the inside horse kept looking at him and jerking into him, and they both looked like they were. I don't know if that just affected his late kick or not, because he came right back in the Kelso and was pressing, hit the ground running hard, and was much the best that day. Running a 95 speed figure there, highest speed figure at the distance. Chad Brown actually is an offer in the 4-Star-Dave, so he's definitely looking to make his mark here, who is like the king of Saratoga turf and is a graded stakes turf, stud as far as training horses goes, obviously. Money Supplies, post number 5, closer out of the Joe Sharp barn. Manny Franco gets the mount, had a couple of different jockeys along the way, and really just tripping and stumbling a little ways through these graded stakes competitions, and then knocked down to 102K at Horseshoe Indianapolis here and got it done up the stretch. Showed really good closing, well timed, had to kind of shift paths a little bit in the stretch, but still got there. So excellent ride by Jamie Torres in that race. And Manny Franco is pretty solid in his own right. So I'm okay with the jockey there. But it's going to be a bit of a long shot moving up in class from the last start. Did have a nice effort here. Late pace 104 is something that I like to see coming down the stretch. So an interesting exotics play, I'd say. Sired by a Practical Joke. 400K at the Keeneland sale there. So no slouch by any means. Ottoman Fleet is the 6 horse, and this is probably going to be your post time favorite. Charlie Appleby is the trainer. Joel Rosario is the rider. And this is where I was interested in, because you could see Flavian Pratt rode him the last 2 times out. And then Appleby puts Pratt on Master of the Seas, who is probably the 1A to Ottoman Fleet's 1B. And then they scratch it out. So Pratt kind of gets stuck dangling in the wind here a little bit. So, but back-to-back winners, Wisedan grade 2, Arlington grade 3, 102 speed figure, 97, 101 down the stretch. Ottoman Fleet, probably the better of the two between Spackler and Ottoman Fleet. The 5-year-old, he's got a year of seasoning on him. So I would give the edge to Godolphin and Ottoman Fleet in this one. And then we move on to post number 7 to round out the field. And this is More Than Looks. Sherry DeVoe is the trainer. Irad Ortiz, the jockey. Good, beaten only two lengths in the last start. That was the Breeders' Cup Mile, where he showed a very, very good closing stride, coming from way back, 13th, 8.25 lengths back to get to 6th by just a couple of lengths, and that was Master of the Seas. And there was some really strong horses angled out in that race. Jefferson Cup previous to that. These are all back in 2023. obviously has not made his 2024 debut, been off 9 months. That is of concern. I usually have to see one being that long off. For me, most likely that's the case here. I will point you back to this Hall of Fame back in August, was beaten by Carl Spackler, and it wasn't close. So I'm going to take that as an edge to Carl Spackler and obviously Ottoman Fleet. And I would look to actually horses like Strong Quality even before More Than Looks, even though I think More Than Looks is probably a little classier than that. But that rounds out the field. And now let's go ahead and jump out of here and get to some early look selections. Okay, so first impressions. I do like Strong Quality as a possible value play. I feel like he's definitely a tier below the top two horses in Ottoman Fleet and Carl Spackler. So I'm not going to play the 7 horse to win. As Sherry DeVoe actually said, this is not really an ideal spot. They wanted to run him in the lure last week, but the lure got pulled off the turf, so they didn't mess with that. I might look underneath for that one, but the top 2 horses, Ottoman Fleet and Carl Spackler, look the best. But I would like to see some good value on Strong Quality. I would definitely mix that in to juice up your return on investment. So that's going to do it for the preview show for the 4-Star Dave. I thank you so much for watching. Remember, subscribe and like. And till next time, see you soon.